You're crushing it. And in this reading, I'm going to take a look at exactly where it is that you're crushing it in your life. A place that you're thriving or you're doing really well in a way that you might not even realize. So before you have 3 different groups to choose from, representing 3 different collectives on a similar journey as you. We have group 1, group 2, and group 3. So you can pause the video to take a moment to gaze upon the piles and see which one is calling to you. And if you head on down into the description, you will find a link to jump ahead to your reading. All right, I will see you at your reading. Hello, group 1, and welcome to your reading. In this reading, I'm going to take a look at what it is that where you're crushing it. Where you're really thriving in ways that you might not even realize that you are thriving, because sometimes we plug it away and we don't see where we're doing really well. So in this reading, I want to give you that boost of encouragement to let you know where in the part of your life you're really crushing it. And then I'm going to look at where it's leading, where's all this going, all this hard work you've been doing to really excel here. Okay, so first, this is the card that you chose. It has these, like a spiral, almost like a seahorse. Maybe seahorses have special meaning to you. Or the number 17, which comes down to 8. Maybe you're going into a personal year of 8 or are in one. All right, so the card is about treasures. What was once hidden from view can now be seen. Laying within you are many inner treasures and gifts. This is your time of discovery. You have special and unique skills that you have hidden, like pearls in a shell. It is happening now. Stay grounded and clear. The spiral in this card shows the universal energies working with you to help uncover what lies within. Understand, however, that once fully uncovered, you will be asked to use these gifts in service to others on the planet. I feel very strongly that for those of you watching this reading, you get a lot of sensations in your fingertips and vibrations almost. And that's kind of when you know something is talking to you. It's like you're highly intuitive in your body. So I think it's called clairsentience. Well, no, clairsentience is feeling, but there's one about touch. But I sense that you have a very strong sense in your body, like a physical body, like it's sensations and tingling in your hands when you're getting an intuitive hit on something. And I feel like that's something that you've been working consciously on lately to strengthen your gifts. But overall, for all this group, you've been really working on upping your skills. That's how I feel. You've been working on, in many different ways, working on your skills. I think some of you have seen improvement, definitely. But this reading is to let you know you're further along than you think you are. You're actually far more skilled than you know. And your work is really paying off. Your skill set is expanding. And I think a lot of you have discovered something about yourselves in this past year that you didn't even know. It was like a complete surprise. Like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. Wow, or I didn't know this deep down inside of me that I'd really enjoy this thing. I'd be really good at it, right? So I feel many of you have unlocked something recently about yourself that that you didn't even know was there. Or, and it also could be something that you just have always thought, oh, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at acting. I'm not good at that. But then you discover you actually are. Maybe you did a theater play and everybody was like, wow. Or you film yourself online for videos and people come and telling you, you should get into acting, or, you're really good on camera. And it was like something like that where you didn't think that you'd actually be good at it, but you are. So that's what I'm really sensing here. And a lot of that has to do with you following your intuition, like your intuitive hits, those little nudges you get in your body. Some of you, yeah, hands and fingers is a big one, but it could be anything else. Maybe your ear burns and gets itchy, or maybe your scalp gets itchy, or maybe your eye twitches, or there's some physical body thing that you have identified as your intuition, and you've made that connection. And some of you are making that connection now. And that's how you've been following it, and it's working, because you're starting to discover, unfold, I suppose, these hidden gems within you, skills. All right, so let's take a look at the tarot to see where it is that you are, really crushing it. Okay. We have Temperance, the Empress, Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, and Ace of Cups. Wow. And then we have Eight of Cups on the back. I can see here the hand holding this pomegranate. I think it's a pomegranate, which symbolizes abundance and knowledge. Actually, you can see the pomegranate in a lot of different symbology in tarot. It's in the High Priestess, for example. And we have the Ace of Pentacles holding like a sphere, and then we have the Ace of Cups. It's holding a cup. And I get the sense that a good opportunity is coming to you, because you sense it in your hands. Like, I really do feel that in this group. And also, you've just been really taking care of yourself. So you've been drinking water, you've been getting enough sleep, you have been nourishing your body with good food. You've been exercising, definitely. And you have a lot more drive because of it. And I've noticed you've been really avoiding drama. You've been taking yourself out of any dramatic situations and pouring into yourself and focused. You're very focused on where you're going, and you are not allowing any distractions to derail you, because you've been I've sensed that before you had problems with that, but now you're just focused on, I am going to do well in this life. You've been really trying hard to be successful and to upgrade your skills. And I just saw a hummingbird. Wow, it's like December 1st. Okay. December 1st, and I just saw a hummingbird. I haven't seen one since summertime. There's a sense of late bloomer here too. So you might be a little bit older, or older than you think you should be for whatever it is you're trying to do. So you might be somebody who, in my opinion, is young. Okay, because I'm in my early 50s. I'm going to be 52 in a week. But you might be in your 30s and think, oh, I'm too old to be starting over. I'm too old to try a new career. You're never, ever too old. Never, ever too old. And I think you're starting to really embody that opinion now. You realize that you are always going to be ready for whatever it is you need to do. We have that Empress there. Empress is very confident in herself. She loves herself. She's in tune with nature. She's in tune with her own psychic gifts. She represents all the queens. So she'd be the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Queen of Swords. She's all of them. She's quick-witted and smart, but she knows how to be. She's very loving and nurturing and grounded and successful. It's abundance, and she's also passionate. Very passionate. And so you're all of these things, and you're really following your passions. You're following where it is you want to go, and you're being led by your body and what feels good. And that could be anything, any sensation in your body. Definitely feel the hands. You might be working with your hands too. I sense a lot of Reiki people in this group, but it doesn't have to be that. It's just I sense that you probably would be really good at Reiki. That would be one of your hidden gifts here. Maybe you've just that's one of the things you've discovered about yourself. But I really feel you're so driven. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you've been focusing on taking care of yourself. That's the big one. The big one is taking care of yourself. Mentally, physically, spiritually, all of it. So I'm going to grab some Oracle to finish out the where you're thriving, what it is that you're killing it, you're crushing it, and then I'm going to see where it's leading. Okay, so this Oracle deck. And I also sense here you're not afraid to take new opportunities or try new things. So, and because you're doing that and you're really following the things that make you happy and where you feel love for yourself and for others, like that feeling, and that feeling is guiding you, and it's guiding you to the right places. So universe really wants to emphasize how well you're doing there. You're crushing it in following your physical senses and what you know to be true. We have best friends. So I see this actually for you as being best friends with yourself. I see you as you've learned to really be your own buddy. I get hermity vibes in this group. Maybe not entirely, but I feel like you want to hermit, or you like to hermit. You like to be alone. And you probably have a few really close friends, not too many. Like, I don't see you as somebody who has like a huge, ginormous, friend group. I think you have, when you say you have a close friend or a best friend, it's one or two maybe. And I do sense that a lot of you have a friend that's very close to you, who's been really helping you. But mostly I feel that it's just that you're such a good friend. Like, I think you're a really good friend to others. And because of that, you draw people to you who are reciprocating that. And return to innocence. This reminds me of the Empress. So this is also telling me that you have been unearthing some old childhood dreams and childhood skills, things you were good at when you were young. Like, some of you might have been dancers, for example, when you were young, or into gymnastics, and you feel like you can't do that now, you're too old for that, but you've been doing it anyway, and you like it and you enjoy it. And somehow everything that you're doing is playing into an abundant future for yourself. So I'm going to look at one more oracle card, and then we're going to flip it over to where this is leading. I want to see like a little bit more about where you're really crushing it here. I feel a real sense of a group that is at peace with themselves, but also struggling. As you got that chariot, like, I gotta get there. But you see how in this chariot, she's like, wee, you're really enjoying yourself. I think you've discovered some really cool things recently about who you are and what you're doing, and you just feel really happy about it. All right, so where is group one crushing it? Okay, let's see. Oh, delight. See, you're happy. That's what I was just saying. I just feel you being really happy in what you're doing. And you're following your happiness. Oh, there's two. Okay. Sometimes the cards want to come out a little more and then they ruin the aesthetic of the board because it's a fine place for them, but that's okay. Community. Okay, we're going back to best friends here. Yeah, I sense that you have probably... Okay, so some of you with that community card and with the best friends card have started a new community or found a new community of people who kind of share your interests. So let's say you did go into Reiki. You joined maybe some Reiki groups, and then you've met some friends there, and you're starting to bond. So I feel you bonding to some new people who really like spending time with you, like birds of a feather flock together kind of thing. But also you're all transforming together. And I sense here that there's real love in your community. The community that you're building is very loving. Finally, going forward. And look at how beautiful the sun is. You're really following your joy. You're following that where you're being guided, where it's lighting up your path. Like you know where to go and you know what you're doing. Even if you think you don't, because that's kind of the point of this reading, is to let you know where it is you're thriving, even if you don't think you're thriving, because where you're crushing it, even though you might be feeling like you're struggling there, because we can kind of get into those habits and those patterns of constantly criticizing ourselves, even though we're doing really well. And this is like a pat on the back for where it is that you're really doing well. So now I'm going to take a look at where's this leading? Where's all this leading? Where is you're crushing it? So you've been discovering some new skills, some new talents. You've been focused on yourself. You've been working on eating well and taking care of your body. You've been following your intuition that you feel through your body. You've been really in your body and working on your body, the vessel that is your body, and using your body to create community, new friends. So you've been happy too, really enjoying yourself. But let's see, where is it going? Where is it going? Okay. All right, we have Six of Swords. Love it. That's great. Seven of Wands, also very good. Queen of Pentacles, we love this. Right under the Ace of Pentacles too. Two of Pentacles, awesome. Right under the Chariot, that's even better. And then we have Queen of Cups, two queens, look at that. Under the Ace of Cups. Wow, look at that. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles underneath, Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups underneath. Oh, well, that's very significant. And we have the star on the back. Okay, so this reading has just gotten a little different. Okay, not different as in where you're crushing it, but how and why. Let's start over here with the Temperance, under the Six of Swords underneath Temperance. And one is where you're crushing it and the other is where it's leading. And so with the Temperance, that is all about moderation. It's about being mindful. Temperance is a lot of people think of it as like kind of a boring card because it's not very fun. But the Temperance card is one of the most important cards in the major arcana because it tempers you. It keeps things peaceful and harmonious. It's your homeostasis card. It's where everything is working in balance in your body and in your mind and in your soul. It allows you to feel in tune with everything. And it's how you can heighten your psychic abilities because you're never going too far one way or the other. You're staying in that middle road, in that yin yang balanced place. It's about keeping things balanced because we don't want to tip the scales too far one way or the other. And from doing that, here with the Six of Swords, you are now leaving behind all of the things that have been holding you back because you've been working really hard to get into what it is that you're really good at and taking chances on these new opportunities and that have come in. And some of them have been through community, meeting new friends, maybe going and joining social groups, things you wouldn't have done before. I sense you've been doing a lot of things you haven't done before because you've been following your intuition and you've been following that inner guide. And so the High Empress here with the Seven of Wands, Empress is very in tune. She's highly abundant. She is very comfortable inside her own self. She's the Earth Mother. And with Seven of Wands, that's, when you're in really high demand and people want things from you, but you have the upper hand and you have boundaries. So Seven of Wands can be the defensive card. But in this case, I see it that you are the one that has the upper hand here. And what I thought before too, or what I felt before with your, staying away from drama with Temperance and not allowing yourselves to get wrapped up in any kind of gossip or just drama, things that will derail you. And that's not just within people you know, that could be online. You've been really cleansing your mind, so to speak, and cleansing your energy and your space so that you can be more in tune and feel more and just follow your dreams. And so that is putting you in a position where people want more from you. And so this is leading you to have really good boundaries and just say no. And you're protecting your space. You're protecting your peace. And we come over here to the Ace of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. You're so much more grounded now. And this is going to bring you real sustainable success. It is allowing you to balance things. So there's a couple of things that you're balancing. Two of Pentacles here. It's like the Chariot for me is always ambition and drive. It's where we're going. Sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes you get there really fast, and sometimes you can go too fast with it. You're just driven. You don't care who you drive over. You're just getting there, right? But I don't see that. In this one, she's flying and she's delighting. So it's like you really enjoyed yourself. And the Two of Pentacles is kind of that grounding of where you're going to focus in and narrow down to a couple of things that you're working on, and you're going to find that balance in your life. It's very much a balance happening here. I see a surge, and then you balancing that out. A surge of real opportunities and success and a lot of things coming your way. And because you've done the work to stay in that kind of temperance vibe of moderation and taking care of yourself, you're not going to get burnout. You're not going to get that feeling of overwhelm, because you know when to say no to things. You know when you're like, no, I can't take this on. It's too much. I'm going to focus in on these couple of things, and I'm going to go there for now. And so you're being much more grounded and smart, and you're making much better decisions overall. And this is also going to lead to a real success for you. We have Queen of Cups here under the Ace of Cups. You knowing what's right for you and what's not right for you. The Queen of Cups is highly intuitive. She's psychic, so she knows what she wants. And she's also very loving and in tune. And the Queen of Cups would be the one that you would feel the body. You would feel it of that intuitive sense in your body. So that's what I really did sense, that your psychic abilities have been so much stronger. And that's also because you're not afraid to go after the things you love now. You're just allowing that to open up. And I sense a lot of you are much more creative. You've released some creative blocks. And I sense a real forward movement in every part of your life, but especially around community, especially around building community or finding a community or being within a community that supports you in what you're doing. That's what I really sense here. So let's take a look at some tarot cards to see, oracle cards. Get a little bit more information about where this is leading for you, group one. But I see you being very successful and very happy moving forward. You're leaving the troubles behind. The things that have been plaguing you are leaving. You're kind of finding that inner stability and new friend groups and happiness and a real equilibrium in your life. All right, we have, okay, I got the two. Take time to breathe out. And you and your loved ones are safe. What I get with those two cards is that you have been probably worried a lot about different things, finances, health, been a lot of worries in your life. And that's, I believe, what's triggered for you to really search inside yourself and follow your dreams and follow your heart and to take care of yourself, because you kind of were forced into it in a way. And I sense here with time to breathe out and with you and your loved ones are safe. I feel like you know when to take time out for yourself. You've been really good at meditating and just saying no, like the boundaries. You have really strong boundaries around yourself. And you know how to take care of yourself. You know how to take care of your family. And with you and your loved ones are safe, I get the sense of you just having everything you need. Like you have a roof over your head, a good roof over your head, comfortable, loving, beautiful home, people you love. And your life is going to be good, really abundant, really happy in every area. you're getting there. That's where you're heading. And it's because you really learned how to say no. You've learned how to put out boundaries. You learn to take care of yourself, to prioritize yourself, and to prioritize your intuition and following your goals, following your dreams with reckless, not reckless abandon, but controlled abandon, I would say, is more like it. With that temperance, you're really able to keep yourself in check. Okay. Whoa. This one came. Magical power. This came flying out. Okay. So this is your talisman. I'm doing these talisman oracle cards to leave you with a parting message from the universe that would be your talisman, would be something you carry with you. So this is magical power. We have a dragonfly. And yeah, so that is what I was sensing. I'm going to pull up another one. What I was sensing with you. You're in your hands. You're manifesting your body, your magic, your intuition. Everything is heightened and stronger. Let's see. Safe travel. I had a sense that one was coming up. You're going to be traveling for sure. This is safe travel, but this card is more about when you are leaving one part of your life and entering a new part of your life. And so the heart of this reading is that you're in a transition and you've been preparing for and this new life that you want for yourself, where you're more abundant, where you have everything that you need, where you have friends and family around you that you love, where you feel whole, you feel really complete. And so you're starting with yourself. You're starting with feeling complete and whole within yourself. And that is bringing in all of these other wonderful things into your life. So the safe travel goes back to you and your loved ones are safe with new moon in Cancer. It's feeling really safe in your home and feeling really safe within yourself and knowing that you're protected and knowing that you are safe and you don't need to worry. And you're not going to worry so much anymore. Like your worries are going to be taken care of because you did it. You know, you created this safety for yourself. You created an abundant, secure, stable life. All right, group one, this is great. Thank you so much for joining me. I loved reading for you. Good luck with this. And you're going to be really happy. I can feel the energy. It's lovely. So definitely practice with your magical powers, your new ones that you've been uncovering, and let me know in the comment section if any of this resonated with you. And I'd love to have you subscribe so I can have you back. It all helps with creating more accurate readings so I can tap into my community. I'd love to have you as a part of my community. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Group one. Bye now. Hello, group two, and welcome to your reading. So in this reading, we're going to look at where you're crushing it. Where does the universe want to give you a big old pat on the back and say, good for you. This is where you're crushing it. This is how you're doing well. This is where you're thriving. And maybe you don't even realize it. All right. So you chose these two cards, actually. There was two for you. And I'm going to read them so that you can hear the book meaning and then we'll talk about it after. The first card is Ascension. Your energetic field is in a state of change and expansion. You've begun to vibrate at higher levels as your consciousness moves more in alignment with your higher self. You are one of the forerunners working towards ascension to raise the consciousness of the planet. The changes you are experiencing are not always comfortable, but they are necessary for your continued growth. The true beauty in your soul is beginning to show, and it has positive and uplifting effects on others. 19. Those numbers might be significant for you. So 19, 9 plus 1 is 10, and then 4. So 4 is a grounding number, and 10 would be that brand new start. So this is clarity. A beautiful clarity has begun for you. Your mental, physical, and emotional bodies are undergoing a detoxification process. You may already notice that your thought process are more clear and exact. Your physical body is running more energy and old emotional issues are being released from the cells. Once this cleansing is complete, you can look forward to experiencing more joy and contentment in this life. The clarity also brings with it deeper understanding of your purpose here on Earth. You are being renewed in every way. I sense that a lot of you probably had been battling a lot of health issues for a bit. And you've been working on overcoming those health issues. So you've been working on meditating and probably a lot of somatic healing going on in this group. And you've been working definitely meditation, yoga, somatic healing, things like that. But also some of you have been running. You've been out, you've been running, you've been getting a lot more fresh air. You've been in a lot more in tune with your body and what's going on in your body and working to heal your body. Some of you are going through perimenopause. So you're going through really big shifts in your body. Some of you have been fighting a chronic illness for some time, and maybe you've had some nasty flare-ups, but you've been getting more control of those recently. Some of you have quit smoking. I get that too. So a lot of you've been working on improving your health, especially because your health forced you, in many ways did force you, because you've had flare-ups, because you've had problems, because you've also just, even if you didn't do anything or wasn't because of anything you were doing, like smoking, for example, which can cause health problems, it's more to do with the fact that you're not here for the same purpose as others. You're ascending. You're going to go through many awakenings and dark nights of the soul. And you might have just come back out of a dark night of the soul, but you kind of come in and you go out, you come in and you go out, because you are here for a very big purpose, and you know it. You know that. You've always known that. And so you've been working towards that now. And when I see that, some of you might identify it as star seeds. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't believe in any of that stuff myself. Not a judgment, but I just don't. I believe these things are more metaphors to try and explain things that we don't quite understand. I personally believe that everything is not like energy, but more like, if you think of Star Wars, if you think the Force, we can kind of all tap into the Force, and we can all pull what we need from the Force at any time. And I feel like you're just way more in tune to that than others, but also lately, because you've been going through this ascension process. There's the Four of Pentacles. So it's a 4. Working on stability, working on keeping... I really sense that you've been withholding in some way. And I mean for good reasons. I mean, for example, quitting smoking would be withholding yourself from smoking. But I think it's like that. But it's withholding certain information, certain things about yourself that you feel you're keeping to yourself now, because people, maybe you were an oversharer, but you're not oversharing anymore. So that would be one example. Okay. You gotta take what resonates. It's just coming through, and I'm just gonna say it. I don't know. It might make sense to some of you and not others. But yeah, I really sense of your body coming into alignment. And so you probably had to go through some body shifts that weren't so pleasant. And it's bringing you more in tune with your higher purpose. You have a big purpose. So we're going to look at first how you're crushing it, and then I'm going to look at where it's going. Okay. Page of Swords. Queen of Wands. 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups, and Death. 10 of Swords in the back. I knew it. Okay. Let me straighten out the cards and we'll get to the reading. So you're not distracted anymore. You're not distracted. You've been focusing on learning about, the different things that have been going on in your body. For some of you, it's health related things, it could be anything around your body. So you've been getting new information about it, and it's been really helpful to you. And with, Queen of Wands, I see you've really come a long way. You're starting to feel very passionate now. You're stronger. You're kind of comfortable. You're comfortable in yourself. You're comfortable in your body. You're starting to look in the mirror and like what you see. You're starting to see somebody that you really appreciate now. And you're glowing. I feel that you're glowing. And with 7 of Cups leading to 3 of Cups here, I sense before with the focus, like your head's no longer up in the clouds. Like you're feeling a lot less brain fog. So I think a lot of you have been working to try and clear out brain fog, and you become a lot more clear. With the Page of Swords too, it's letting me know too as well that you've been a lot more clear-headed, and you've been feeling more focused, and your memory is improving. So the brain fog is starting to lift. This fog that you've had over you is starting to lift, and you're starting to see a clear path forward. And you've had help too. You've found the right practitioners. You've found the right people to work with. You've found good friends recently, or you've reconnected with some good friends recently who have also been helpful to you. You've been guided. You've been very strongly guided, and you're always guided, but you're much more in tune to that now. And I think you're talking a lot more to your spirit guides, or, however you see. To me, spirit guides, I was talking to you earlier about, I don't believe in, I don't believe in those kinds of things. I feel like it's more of a metaphor, that we do have things that we work with, but I believe everything is ourselves. Like we decide. There's like a higher self that we can kind of tune into, I guess, if you want to say it like that. But regardless, you can believe whatever you want. This is just my thing. But anyway, so that 3 of Cups 5, I'm telling, it's like there's something that you're tapped into, and it's guiding you. And you've also been meeting friends that are more intuitive as well, and reconnecting to certain old ancestors as well. I feel that's happening here too. Some of you got ancestry DNA and learned some things that you didn't know, or you've just recently found a family tree, or you've learned something about your DNA, or not your DNA, sorry, your that too, but your family lineage, your ancestors, that has helped you kind of be a little bit more clear moving forward. You've also might have gotten information about family members' health, or things that they had to struggle with that were similar to you, and it kind of cleared out some of the confusion you had. I feel like you've really become clear lately. And this is where you're really crushing it, in this clarity, in this seeing clearly, and feeling stronger, and feeling more in tune to things. And we have Death here. You're transitioning. You're going through a massive rebirth. And it has not been easy. And this is where it's like the powers that be, I guess, want to come in and give you a big old hug and say, good for you. You've worked so hard. You haven't let it, crush you. You're instead crushing it. And so you've been doing really well. Good for you. This is like hard, I've been through a lot of this kind of process myself. I know exactly how you're at. I'm sitting here dealing with it too in this moment, so I get it. But you've been brave, and you've been really working on improving yourself, and being more in touch, and being more in tune, and not letting, and being more aware of that you are in fact in an ascension process. That the things happening in your body are because you are changing. And that's why I sense with perimenopause too, like an ending of one cycle of your life, going into a new cycle of your life. That's what's happening here. And when we go through endings, it's very chaotic, and a lot of stuff can happen, and our body can get all kinds of problems. And I feel like that's what you've been battling, and things are getting better. So we'll see where that's leading in a minute, but I just want to get more information about where you're crushing it. Okay. You have school days. That's, going back up here to Page of Swords. You've been learning new things. Some of you might be actually going back to school to learn. But I sense this revelation coming in reading and learning, and that's all helped with your brain fog. And there's a lot of things here about clarity, about knowledge, about coming into understanding. And I think that's where you've really been crushing it here, is clearing away the confusion, clearing away the the goo, the muck, so that you can feel more clear and you can feel good. And we have write your own story. I think you know that you're meant to do something. Some of you have probably been wanting to write a book. And maybe you feel like, my life's boring, I have nothing to write about. But you do, actually. Everybody has something. Anything can be interesting if you know how to write it properly. And I sense you're really good storytellers. And I think you're starting to know that. That's where you're crushing it too. Especially if you're online and you're, you have social media. You're really good at storytelling. And this is going to become a lot more clear to you as well. But some of you are really meant to write something, or you are writing something, and you're crushing it. A lot of you are writing about what you're going through, or, and the different health things or whatever it is that you're doing, and you're crushing it. You're doing really well. Yeah, because you've trusted in the process. I get 6 of Swords vibes here of you leaving behind a dark place and really heading to a newer, calmer shores because you've been trusting your inner guide. And you've been going deep inside yourself. And I get a lot of you at nighttime, you get a lot of clarity at night when it's quiet and everyone else is asleep and you're just meditating and you're in your little quiet space. Fulfillment. You are going to get what you want. You are going to get fulfillment. Okay. I know that's what you're after. You've been, we have adventures on the back. Your life is going to drastically improve. Okay. And that's because you've been doing a lot of the hard work to help that along. So let's see now, where is this leading? Where is it leading? Where all this work that you've been doing, where you're crushing it. Where is it leading? Where is it leading? Sun. Oh my God. What a perfect card to come up. Clarity. See, like the Page of Swords is under that. The Sun. It's like you had this is where it's leading. You're going to have a really big aha, sun, happy, wow moment. Like a message coming through. Gonna get good news. Some good news coming for sure. 8 of Swords. Under the Queen of Wands is great. 5 of Wands under the 7 Cups is great. 4 of Swords, love that too. And the World, wonderful. Oh, that's so good. We have the star on the back. The first group had a star on the back of this deck as well. Or not this deck, but this part of the reading as well. There's I've noticed something when I do these readings. Especially because once, you have more, when you have subscribers that come back and watch the same readings over and over, you start to tap more into it. That's why I like you to subscribe so I can tap more in. But I found in the collective of the people for who I'm doing these readings for, they're all similar. Everyone is healing and leveling up. Everybody that watches these kind of readings, they're all going through massive shifts in their lives. They're all going through big changes. And they're all going through these rebirth processes and they're all tapping more into their psychic abilities and they're letting to stop fighting about things so much. It's like a real healing journey that everybody seems to be on. It's just manifesting in different ways. So for you, there's a really big aha clarity coming in a most profound, beautiful way. It is going to sun up your whole life. It's going to be like you've been in stormy, yucky weather, and then suddenly the clouds part and the sun comes out and you feel the warm sun on your face and it drying out at all of the dampness and feeling good and feeling that vitality in yourself. And we have over the Queen of Wands with the 8 of Swords. A lot of that confusion. Like I said, that mental confusion is clearing. And you're no longer holding yourself back. So Queen of Wands does not hold herself back. She is somebody who is very comfortable within herself. She's the extrovert, you know, she's the life of the party. Look at me. She's fine with that. But she is also very loving and nurturing and highly psychic too, and witchy. And her power is with fire. So that's passion. So I see that you're letting go of the ideas that you have around what that means for you. So your mental clarity is also leading you towards letting go of any kind of restrictions that you had around certain parts of your identity, where you think, oh, I'm not that, or I shouldn't do that, or I'm somebody who isn't that way, or those kind of people have problems, you know, and then you realize, wait a minute, I was wrong about that. I saw it so completely wrong, but I am this, and it's great. Like I sense you really shifting your mental state and getting yourself out of a trapped mindset. With the Seven of Cups, that feeling of clarity that's coming in, of the brain fog lifting, you're no longer fighting it anymore. It's like you're no longer trying to fight yourself. You're letting it go. You're letting that inner struggle go. Like the inner struggles is being lifted, you know, because we have Four of Swords is leading over to the Four. Do you see these two birds arguing? Now the two birds are just sitting here in a truce. I feel like you're having a truce within yourself and within your group, your family. So a lot of you are having reconciliation with family members. Some of them are going to be saying sorry to you, and it's going to feel so good, because you've been wanting that for so long, and they're recognizing that where they might have caused you harm. And you're saying sorry for certain things. And there's a real reconciliation and healing coming within your friend groups and your family. So if you felt at odds and you've been having arguments, you can have a lot more peace and peace within yourself. Most importantly, you're no longer fighting yourself anymore. You're putting your own inner arguments aside, and you're coming into more clarity and union and trust within yourself, and just a truce. Like I'm not going to fight this. I'm give up, because we have the world underneath death. So it's this huge transformation process that's been very difficult, but leading to a really positive end to a cycle. So this cycle is ending in your life. A big cycle is ending in your life, because an entirely new cycle is beginning. And this new cycle is bringing with it like abundance and your purpose. It's the thing that you are supposed to be doing. And so that's going to be different for everyone, but it has a lot to do with your story. It has a lot to do with what you've been through and where you're going and what you're doing. And so you're closing out a cycle right now. That's what's happening. Be patient and be mindful. And that mindfulness is really what you're cultivating. Okay. We have a fiery climax approaches. What I see here, then with the Five of Wands and the Four of Swords, and we're going to the Three of Cups, what I sensed about family and friends and reconciliation, there might be a bit of a blowout coming up. But it's the thing that gets everybody to put their swords down and put stop fighting and call a truce, and you all get along. So it could also be a work environment. Maybe there's somebody there who's been really toxic. Maybe they quit, and maybe it's this argument. Everybody comes to a head, and some big argument happens. That person or the situation heals itself, and now you have office harmony. It's like something like that, right? Or in your family, maybe you had a big blowout at Thanksgiving, and you get a big fight. Nobody's talking to each other, and you're all upset about it. But you have a truce. You decide to all come together and talk about it, and you feel good and you feel happy, and it'll bring you peace. There's peaceful times coming, and it might come though through a real fiery moment, a moment where you need to have to defend yourself, but also others in a way that is going to lead to a positive outcome. So it will. We also have meditate and contemplate the new moon in Pisces. So And I really sense peace and calm here. And it's leading to you feeling like meditation for you has been very helpful. And I think you know that. It's been very helpful in bringing clarity. It's also where you're the most psychic and you have incredible vision. So it's really important to keep meditating because you have, that's where you're really going to feel the most balance and equilibrium in your life. And then finally, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. It's coming. Full moon in Capricorn. It's coming. You're feeling it. I can tell you're feeling it. But you also can feel that it's ending, right? I know that you can sense that. Like you're feeling more clear. You're feeling more stable. You're feeling more good about yourself. And soon it's going to be real joy and happiness. And you're trusting it. Just stay in that trust. You're heading towards a really positive outcome in a life, a fulfilling and abundant life. You're getting there. Okay. So I'm going to give you a closing message. These are talisman cards. It's like a talisman is something you kind of take with you. So let's see. Elixir of life. That's just it, isn't it? I mean, you're not here for the normal reasons. You're here to do something big. And so when you come to a world or to a life where you're doing something big, you got to make space for it. You got to clear it. You have to be mentally ready for it because it's not for your own selfish reasons. It's for a greater good. And so in order to be that person who can hold that, you need to clear out anything that might be holding you back or could be sabotaging you. And so that's why you have to go through so many of these freaking, death and dark nights of the soul. And they always follow an aha and awakening. But this time it's not the same. So where it's leading to is a final conclusion where you get to finally feel a truce, a peace. And it's leading to a real positive outcome in your life and to abundance. It's going to open the door to abundance and open the door to what you're really here to do, your true purpose. And you're on your way. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Group 2, do leave a comment. I'd love to know if this resonated. And I'd love for you to subscribe so that you can come back. I'd love to have you back. Let me know what you thought. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your reading. So in today's reading, we're going to look at where you're crushing it. Where is the universe, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, where does it want to tell you that you're doing really well, even though you might not think you're doing well? This reading is going to let you know. So the number 38 might be significant. Maybe that's your age. We have also 8 plus 3. That's 11. So that's a master number. Breaks down to a 2. Look at the vibrant colors. I get the sense that you are a very vivacious group, very happy, love colorful things, very vibrant, bubbly personality. Or you've been surprising yourself lately in that you're more bubbly. Okay, so this is the Intuitive Arts Guide. There are many forms of intuitive work being done on the planet today. Using your intuitive gifts has a large role in the work you are really here to do. There are many tasks that are undertaken which actually involve the intuitive process. Whether you paint, write, music, design, raise children, waitress, or give psychic readings, you are operating from intuitive source. This guide is here to help you see that your role is important. The work you do is needed. You are in service and your intuitive knowing is strong. You are helping others to acknowledge and accept their own tuition. And I get the sense you are just such a bubbly person that it's infectious. You're one of these people that when we're around you, we feel better. There's certain people that are just like that. They don't even have to be bubbly, people, or they can even just be quiet. Kind of simple, quiet, don't say much, but you're around them and you just feel better. Like you go home, you feel uplifted. They energize you. And I sense that that's you. That's the power that you have. And that's where you're thriving. And that's what the message of that card wants to come through. And I also see that you are starting to move towards following your intuition a lot more about the kind of work that you want to do. And I feel that a lot of you want to get into the intuitive arts. So maybe you want to be a psychic or a tarot reader, or, some kind of spiritual, something in the spiritual area of life. Yeah, the moon, see? The moon is that deep intuition, getting into the cycles of the moon. Maybe work with the cycles of the moon. Some of you are into witchcraft. So let's see, where is it that you are thriving? Where are you crushing it? Group 3. There's group 3 crushing it. Okay. And as I was saying with the other group, I really sense here with all the readings that I've been doing, everyone seems to be heightened in their intuition and psychic abilities, and everyone seems to be heading towards a more moderate place and really working on themselves and working on feeling good and healing. That's big time. Okay. Because that's the thing when you do these kind of readings, you get the sense of the collective, and that's what I've been sensing. All right. Okay, we have Queen of Wands, 9 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords, so we have 8, 8, Queen of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took out 6 by accident. All right, we'll just go in with that. Ace of Pentacles on the back. I really sense that you are not letting your inner resistance stop you. Your inner critic. You're really working at loving yourself, sending love to that inner critic inside yourself. And you're doing it by following things that make you feel joy. Like I get the sense of an unbridled joy. I get the sense of a bubbly personality. Somebody who doesn't, it's like, oh, don't be silly. When someone tells you not to do something because it's not really appropriate or whatever, you would say, don't be silly. I get the sense that would be your reaction, because you don't really see things the way other people see them. You don't see certain things as a problem. You like to wear, for example, if you like to wear a lot of bold patterns and bright colors, and somebody might say, you can't put those two things together. And you're like, don't be silly. Yes, you can. And you wear it, and it works on you because it suits you. And you've been really good at doing what you damn well please and knowing that it suits you. And because of that, you inspire others to do the same. And you don't even realize that you're doing that, but you do. You inspire others to kind of just, like you see here, she's looking at the sunflowers, and you just do whatever you want and enjoy your life. And you're giving other people permission to do the same. And that's kind of where your healing abilities lie. It's like where your permission, you give people permission to kind of just be themselves unapologetically. And you work hard to kind of keep that negativity away, even though it can be really hard sometimes for you, even though you can feel really overwhelming. You persevere, and you've kept your strength up. You're going through a transition yourself. You've been going through one difficult phase, but you've been really keeping one foot in front of the other and not letting anything hold you back, including yourself, which is the Eight of Swords is when we feel kind of trapped. And I sense that you have been held back in some ways. Like you do kind of feel stuck, but you're starting to see that it's your own inner critic that's keeping you stuck. So with Queen of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, very loving, very nurturing, grounded. And she would never criticize herself because she knows that wisdom is gained by experience, and experience is gained by making mistakes. And so she's not going to beat herself up for that. She knows that this is how I've learned. And that's where you're coming to. And that's when we come to the Lovers here. it's in how you relate to other people. They feel like they can be themselves around you. They feel drawn to you. I think you've probably been attracting a lot more attention lately around that as well. I think you're very vivacious, and you're people notice you when you walk into a room, and you might have been getting some offers too. I think a lot of you are dating, or on, like, you could be online dating or just meeting people. I sense a lot more people wanting to be with you, and you really being choosy about who you give your time to. You're not just picking anyone. You know your worth. You've learned it. You've been through some stuff and you've learned it, and you know your worth. So who you're bringing into your world and who you're aligning yourself with, you're a lot more choosy. And this is where you're really crushing it. You're crushing it. You're doing well. You're bringing people in you're putting up boundaries around yourself that they don't get in there and make you think things that are not true. So, maybe also if you have like an anxious attachment style, I feel like you've been getting over that too. You're not as clinging anymore. You know what you want. You're willing to wait for it. You're willing to say no. And, you're just enjoying yourself. I really sense you in just enjoying yourself, enjoying being who you are, and you're not in a hurry anymore. You understand that that life happens in its own way, in its own time, and you're not in control of that. And I sense you letting go of any kind of control around that. Oh, the orange cat in my orange cat, the upstairs orange cat, not my cat, is chasing a bird in the bush. Uh-oh. I think the bird managed to escape. Yeah, see? People trying to catch you. You're like that tempting little bird in the bush. And, someone's trying to get to you, I should say, not get you. And you're like, nope, no thanks. You're really good at pushing away the people that are just not aligned with you. Okay. Let's take a look at where you are crushing it with the Oracle cards. And then I'm going to take a look at where it's leading. Okay. And nope. The cards tell me when it's not ready. Okay. Now it's ready. All right. We have calm before the storm. Those ones. Okay. Turning point. Joyful moments. Take a look at this. Sunflowers. She looks like a queen. Queen of Wands. And that's what I sense about this Queen of Wands, that you're just like, don't be silly. You'll do what you want. If I want to put wings in my hair, I'm going to do that. I like it. I'm going to put glitter. See how she's adorned herself? I think this is, you're just you have an interesting personal style. And you're not ashamed or afraid to be fully in your personal style. And you're allowing yourself to be who you are unapologetically. You're about to face like a really big turning point in your life, and you can sense it. And with the calm and the storm, that's what you've been preparing for. So I get the sense here that you, even though you feel like you might be stuck, you realize that it's just in your head. You're not really stuck. You understand that there's timing. And the calm before the storm, I'm going to read it actually in the book. But my intuition is telling me that what this means is that your life is about to take off. And this is the time for you to really calibrate yourself so that you're in tune with yourself, that you're overcoming any kind of internal obstacles so that you can thrive when things get really busy for you. Okay. Yeah, enjoy the silence. Sometimes life can be peaceful, quiet, and unremarkable. Take these times to enjoy and appreciate the calm. Life is full of unexpected storms, but not every storm must leave you riddled with chaos and uproot you from the shelter of home. It is how you handle these moments and ride the storm that can define an outcome. Sometimes it is easier to navigate, other times will be some damage. You cannot prepare for every storm, but remember, there will be calm and sunny days again. I get the sense that you have come out of a storm and you're in that calm period now, or you're starting to get there. And that's why you've been really able to tap into, this part of yourself where you criticize the inner critic. I get the sense of you kind of smashing that inner critic. I know that things are going to change. And I know that some of it's not going to be easy. And you're ready for it. It's just a sense of being ready for it. This isn't a surprise, And it could be in maybe a job, that a job is ending, a lease is coming up on your property and you don't have anything else aligned yet. Or a job that you only had a contract for a certain amount of time is about to come up to the end and you don't have anything else lined up. Something like that, could be where we're talking, like maybe you're traveling, you're running out of money, something around those, like that, okay? And this is the calm before you really got to deal with those things. And you're enjoying it. And you know that you're just trusting that things will work out. But you're also not just leaving it up to the universe. You're taking the steps. Like, you're being smart, too. I just think you got this. That's how I sense here. Okay. Okay, we have security. You're working on your own sense of stability and security. Because, a sense of storm, not a storm, but it's a calm before the storm. What I mean, though, is what I was talking about before, like when, your lace is up, but you don't have anything else aligned. That kind of thing. I'm not saying that's your situation, but it's something around that. Or maybe you're pregnant and you're about to have your baby. Something like that. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, or even if your lease is up, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You might find the perfect place, but just at the last minute, or you might have to wait a bit and have to bounce from place to place. And it might be like a really challenging time you have to get through while you move a lot, but then you will get your forever place. So I get the sense that you're headed towards a sense of real security, and you might have some bumps along the way, but you're doing really well at not letting it get to you. Pleasure. Yes, we're coming back to here with the finding joy, and like you're just enjoying yourself. Joyful moments. You are enjoying this time. It is the calm before the storm. It is you're pregnant, but you haven't given birth yet time. So it could be literal, or it could be just metaphorically speaking. This is where you're at, and you know it. So this isn't a surprise for you. You know this. And so you're really taking this time out to enjoy yourself. And that's a good thing. And you should be doing that because it's helping you. And this is where you're really killing it, where you're really crushing it. Is you just enjoying your own company and your own self. Okay. Gateway, because it's the turning point. Your life is about to change. Now, some of you, this is like, it could be a really challenging period that you have to get through, but it's leading towards something really good. So something very good is coming towards you. It's it's everything you want. But to get everything you want, you do have to kind of go through the things, So I do sense that some of you are having to go through some of the things. But it's leading to a really good place. So we're going to see where it's leading in a minute here. But I do sense very strongly that you already know where it's leading, because you're preparing for it. Like I said, if you're pregnant, you're having a baby. That's going to be a challenge. But you don't know what kind of baby you're going to have. Do you have a baby that sleeps the night, or do you have a baby that's going to wake every 30 minutes? We don't know, right? So are we going to have a baby that's quiet and giggly, or are we going to have a baby that's a purple crier? We don't know, right? But whatever you get, whatever kind of challenge you go through, it's going to be beautiful anyway. That's what I want to say. It's going to be beautiful anyway, even though, like the baby thing, like even though little babies can be really challenging. There still are babies, and there's still good moments, and they'll grow out of it too. It's not going to be forever, you know? Like your situation's temporary kind of thing. And you know it. And you know that things are going to be really beautiful. You're getting there. Okay, so let's see. Where is this leading? Where they're thriving, crushing it. Where is it leading? Some of you work it with children and your art. You do art with children, like your art teacher for kids. And you love that job so much. I can sense how much you love it. And maybe for some of you, you know that job is coming to an end soon. Maybe this, for whatever reason. But it is going to lead somewhere good. Okay, so let's see where is this going? I'm going to take them all, even though, yeah, I took 6 and I only took 5 with the rest, and I'm only supposed to take 5 with these, but I'm going to take 3. Okay. What's on the back though? Let's see. Oh, look at that. 2 of Cups. We have the Lovers. I had a sense that some of you were dating. So some of you are trying to meet somebody that you're really compatible with. So that could be coming. Okay, let's see. What is this? 9 of Pentacles. Ooh, love it. Love it. Six of Swords. It came out in reverse, but I'm going to leave it upright. These cards aren't really meant to, this particular deck isn't really meant to be read in reverse. But I'll keep that in mind, because the Six of Swords, when it's in reverse, can be an inner journey that you're going through. The Moon. Deeply psychic. The Star. The Star has come out in every reading in one way, shape, or form. So that's what it tells that everybody is really finding healing. Actually, oh dear, that. Hold on. Look, YouTube is a prude, okay? And even though it's a drawing and it's part of our bodies and it's ridiculous, they don't like it. So we're just going to cover her up. And 10 of Cups, lovely. And 5 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. The Fool, and 5 of Cups. So they're kind of extras, the Fool and the 5 of Cups. I'm going to put it down here. And so are these two, especially this one that's an extra, but okay, so you're leading to somebody, you're leading to a new relationship. That's some of you are really much, you're leading to a new relationship with somebody that you will start a family with or just be happy with. You're settling down with somebody that is your soulmate. Some of you are going to find that. That's very much coming through. And they're going to come when you have let go of that resistance to change, or your resistance to meeting somebody new. Because maybe right now you're happy on your own and you're like, I'm fine. But that's good. This is where you're crushing it. This is the universe saying, good for you. You focusing on yourself and your own joy and what you're doing and not worrying about other people and not really caring about dating or anything like that, and not caring about that has been very beneficial to you, because you are going to draw in that soulmate of yours right when you least expect it. And it's going to come it's going to come after some friction. It's going to come after, you kind of have an end with somebody. I sense that you dating and having some disappointments in dating. Maybe you already had some disappointments in dating. And instead of focusing on the ones that got away, you're now turning around to see the ones that are there. So there's somebody there. There's somebody waiting for you to kind of show up, and you will. And so I really said that's some of you. So if that doesn't resonate, or if you already have someone, your relationship with them is going to be much stronger, much more beautiful, much more deep. You're heading into a place of your life of feeling very deep contentment and happiness and joy. Very much so. And you might have a few little bumps along the way, but a lot of that has to do with your own internal resistance about things. You feel fiercely independent, and that's a good thing, to be fiercely independent in a lot of ways, but you also got to let other people in too. And I do sense that you are doing that. And because you know, look at the moon and it's like two heads coming together with the rainbow. I strongly sense you coming together with somebody who's like-minded, and probably somebody who's going through dark times as well, or a difficult period in their life. Or somebody who just kind of gets you. They're kind of similar, you know? They like a lot of the things that you like. And they'll come right when you are facing your fears and when you're getting to the heart of the reasons why you hold yourself back from certain things in life. There's a resistance in you, and it's a mental resistance, and something that you've been working very hard on lately, so that you are more open to this new path that's coming. And I sense it's a path that you didn't think was right for you, but now you're open to it. So a lot of you, so I'll give you an example. Let's say you're in a relationship and a marriage with somebody right now, but things aren't going well. And the two of you have come to a head about it. And then the two of you decide that you love each other, you want to stay together, but now we're going to open up our marriage. We're going to have a polyamorous marriage, or an ethical non-monogamy, as it's called. And that's what you've decided. And before, maybe you thought, no way, I don't want that. But now you realize that that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you need. For others, it's just, the relationship that you're in. Maybe the two of you haven't been talking well, or you've been allowing things to fester, you don't have communication, but now you're finally having it out. And, you realize that there's a turning point coming in your relationships, and you have to face something, and you're going to do it. And because you're going to do that, you're going to feel so happy, and new opportunities are going to come in once you feel more grounded and happy in your relationships. This isn't just a love relationship, but I do strongly sense that it is. And for others, it's just how you relate to yourself. It's like you're getting into the dark parts of yourself, parts of yourself that hold you back and makes you feel inadequate. And you are starting to face it and overcome it. And there's a real sense of completion and new energy and feeling like a queen. Very much feeling like a queen, even if it's, not non-gender specific, but I do sense of you knowing your worth, essentially, and standing in your worth. And that's going to be really a big change for you. All right. Alrighty. So I'm going to get one more look here of where we're heading. Group 3. You and your loved ones are safe. We got this in another reading as well. New moon in Cancer. So that's telling me that you, especially if you are in a relationship and you know that relationship has to change in order for it to continue. Or you're in a relationship and you realize this relationship has to end in order for you to continue and be happy. However that resonates for you. And a relationship could be anything. I do sense, though, that it is something of the heart. And this is saying you'll be safe. It'll be okay. It'll work out. And you know that. Okay. The answers you need are coming. New full moon in Gemini. So you are waiting to hear something about the situation with this other person, perhaps. And also mental clarity is coming too here. But with Gemini, it's communication. So, and you see, we have 2 people here, women, 2 here as well. There's a partner of some kind. This could be a partner too as well with business, career. But it's a partner in your life. Someone you share your life with. Could be a friend or anyone. But it's somebody you love. And it's somebody you share a deep connection with. Is going to have some... You're going to have some clarity around that. So you'll have communication there. It's going to come to a head, essentially. But it's all leading to somewhere really good. It's leading to the place you need to go. You're going to feel really happy. It's a whole new life starting here. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this talisman oracle. So this is like something to carry with you. I'm going to take these are for your group has really wanted a lot more cards. I think you're just really needing answers, clarity. You tend to have a tendency to get trapped in your head a lot, overthinking. I really do sense that you've been working on that and getting better at that. Rebirth. Yeah, you're coming. That's like the death card. So you're going through a big change. And like I said, the storm is coming. There's the calm before the storm, pardon me. You're going through a big shift and a big change, and everything might seem a little up in the air at first, but it really is leading to a place of absolute happiness and joy. And you kind of know that. You know deep down. Okay. Magical powers. So you're a lot more intuitive. What about the Queen of Wands? She's a little witchy. You're very in tune to what you want. You know what you want. Moon too. So that's also psychic vibes here with you. Very in tune. That's why the whole reading I'm saying there's something coming, because you do. Like you're in tune with that. Trust your intuition, and you know. And you know that you're safe, and you know it's what has to happen in order for you to get to this really great place, and you are just not letting anything bother you at the moment. And that is a good thing. That's where you're crushing it. You're not letting the changes happen or happening to you or about to happen to you get to you, because you know that it's necessary to get you to that awesome place that you want to be. Success, see? It's growing. The success is coming, and you know it. You know it. You don't need me to tell you. You know it. Okay? Protection. So we're going back to you and your loved ones are safe. So don't worry, anything that comes up, know that you're safe. You might have a moment of like, ooh, oh dear, know that you're safe. Okay? Everything will work out just fine. And you know that. So you're going to have a lot of success. You're going to feel a lot more in tune with your psychic abilities. And everything in your life is just going through a big rebirth, regrowth. And it's leading you to such a beautiful, happy, joyful place. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, Group 3. Do subscribe to this reading because I'd love to have you back. Leave a comment and let me know if it resonated with you. I'd love to know. Like, share. All of that helps me as a reader on YouTube, get more views, and keep giving you these readings. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye now.